Good afternoon. Tom Barnett, State Bar of South Dakota, and this will be the first of a weekly update on what's been happening in the legislature with regard to state bar bills, both those that we support and those that our membership and ultimately our bar commissioners vote and direct me to oppose. The first bill I'm going to discuss very briefly is House Bill 1192. Although we believe that the current statute covers the situation, there have been some concerns about the charging orders on limited liability companies. And so 1192 simply provides that a single member limited liability company is also subject to the charging order that exists in SDCL 47-34A-504. That's been assigned to House Committee Commerce and has not yet been heard. I anticipate that'll be heard in the next week or so. House Bill 1054, which was the Workers' Compromise Bill, it was 3 sections, one to extend the time to file or give written notice to your employer of the on-the-job or work-related injury, expanding that from 3 to 7 days. Secondly, permitting the IMEs to be conducted by medical individuals who are not licensed in South Dakota. And thirdly, to handle that situation where the workers' comp insurance carrier says it's not work-related, the workers' health insurance says it is, and leaving the injured worker trapped with no insurance, subject to dunning, bad credit ratings, and of course the stress. This was to address it so that the health insurance carrier must go ahead and let the workers' comp process go, ultimately to be reimbursed if it was determined. That ran into significant opposition. There must have been at least 15 people that testified against the bar's position, mostly claiming that this came as a surprise to them and they didn't yet have time to educate their members. They suggested that perhaps the state bar should have gotten them to the table much earlier. In rebuttal, I simply said nobody invited the state bar to their meetings when they were setting their legislative agenda, and so why should we invite them to our table? Nevertheless, that failed on a tight vote in committee. In fact, we lost 3 of our own members, lawyer members of House Judish voted against our position. Representative Gosh from Rapid City was our prime, and he and I conferred. We decided not to smoke it out of the House Judiciary and spend the next 12 months trying to educate the business groups that this is a good deal for everybody. And so we're looking to bring House Bill 1054 back in a year. On a slightly better note, the Family Law Committee made their report last June suggesting that we draft legislation that clearly indicates that shared parenting up to 50-50 is permissible, but maintains nevertheless that the best interests of the children will control. One of the arguments that we heard last year is that some judges don't believe they have the authority to do that. This clarified that. Secondly, we heard that if one parent objected, a judge or judges wouldn't order shared parenting. This bill clarifies all that and provides that the judge has the discretion to order shared custody in such ratios as are in the best interests of the children. We got that out of committee on an 8-4 vote. One was missing. And just minutes ago in the House of Representatives, that's House Bill 1055, it was approved on a 58-9 vote. And so we're very, very happy with that, and it's on its way over to the Senate, where we're hoping to receive similar warm reception. Perhaps the most important piece of legislation that the State Bar brought this year was House Joint Resolution 1001. We tried this 4 years ago. House Joint Resolution 1001 amends our Constitution so that the investors, the shareholders of a corporation can determine whether or not cumulative voting is in the best interest of the corporation or some other methodology. The Constitution requires 60 days notice before you can increase corporate debt. We amend this out and simply say that the bylaws or state statute will control rather than the Constitution, giving the flexibility so that if our clients have an opportunity perhaps to make an investment, they need to be able to act quicker than 60 days. I put it like this: when these provisions were put in our Constitution, telegraph was the state-of-the-art communication, and the primary mode of transportation on the east and west coast was railroad, and it was stagecoach out here where we live. Times have changed, and that was our message. That came through House State Affairs unanimously, and I think it went through the entire House floor also unanimously. There might have been one no vote, and why that would be, I don't know. Its companion bill was House Bill 1056, and 1056 replaces or provides the rules on how you get cumulative voting or not, assuming if and when the voters approve the constitutional amendment. That would be House Bill 1056. It likewise received unanimous support in House State Affairs, virtually the identical support on the House floor. Now, House Joint Resolution 1001 and House Bill 1056, although they haven't been posted, you won't see it posted until Monday afternoon sometime, but I can tell you, because I do have a crystal ball, at least today, that both those bills will be heard in Senate State Affairs next Wednesday morning. That meeting is at 10 o'clock. I anticipate they'll take up an education bill first, so if you don't care about the education bill but you want to follow these, I suspect if you tune in around 10:30, quarter to 11, you'll be timely. And I've asked Pat Getzinger, our esteemed president, to return to Pier and help present that, and he assures me he will be here bright-eyed and bushy-tailed next Wednesday. Stay tuned. Next week I'll give you a report on Wednesday because I've got to go to the ABA mid-year, so we'll post this next Wednesday, and every week from now on you get to hear me cheer in or tune in and stay informed. Thanks very much.